Brand new Fox News polls out of two major states that could make or break the Republican nomination. Donald Trump with a significant lead in both Indiana and California. So is it time for Cruz and Kasich to get out? Joining me now is chairman of the Prime Policy Group and John Kasich campaign strategist, my friend Charlie Black. All right, good evening, Charlie. Your candidate is mathematically eliminated and no way to win unless there's a contested convention. You agree?
There's going to be a contested convention, so nobody's mathematically eliminated until somebody gets to 1237.
Well, let me ask you this. Trump is short about 390, Cruz about 678, and Kasich 1,090.
Well, here's the thing. Mr. Trump has a lot of delegates that will be bound to him on the first ballot, some on the second ballot, who are not for him. So when they're released, they're no longer bound. Trump's going to lose up to as much as half of his votes. Trump's not going to be the nominee. It'll then turn to a contest between Cruz and Kasich. Most of the uncommitted delegates and a lot of the Trump delegates are party regulars. Like you described earlier, they're elected officials or people who have been involved in the party for a long time. And what they want is somebody who's qualified to be president and who can win.
But then why is Donald always winning, Charlie?
Well, he's not always winning. He's gotten 37% of the total votes cast in the primaries.
Yeah, but that takes it from 17 or 16 down to 3. But my question is, he killed it in New York, all right, and then he's going to kill it in California. He's up like 23 points in California. No, 27 in California.
Well, there hasn't been a campaign run in California yet, and there'll be a lot of those congressional districts where Kasich especially will be competitive, just like he was in Manhattan. He won Manhattan. And there'll be some where Cruz is competitive. So, look, both Cruz and Kasich are going to get more delegates before the convention. So is Trump, but he's not going to have 1237. And the uncommitted delegates are largely unavailable to him because they know he cannot win the general election.
All right, let me ask you this. There is I think there was a Republican congressman from Pennsylvania. He was talking about the Pennsylvania primary. And take a listen to what he said.
The reality is there's an open contest. The delegates must advance not only the candidate who shares their values, but one who is the most electable in the fall. And we all know that Governor Kasich matches up best against Hillary Clinton, particularly in swing states.
Okay, so now there's another Kasich supporter, and he says, particularly in swing states, that Kasich is so strong. Then I looked at the swing states, Charlie. Kasich lost Colorado, Florida, Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and Virginia. The only swing state he won is his own, Ohio.
Well, in the primaries, Judge, what you're talking about is if you look at everybody's general election polls, and Kasich is ahead with far more than enough electoral votes to win the presidency. He's on average ahead of Hillary Clinton 10 points nationally for the last 6 months. Trump is an average of 11 points behind her, and Cruz is also behind her. So the delegates take their responsibility seriously. Nobody's going to buy them or wine and dine them and get their vote.
Okay.
They're going to figure out that John Kasich is the winner and also would be a good president.
Let me ask you this. It sounds to me like what you're saying is the primary is different from the general election. You're almost assuming, I think, if you're saying he can win those swing states in the general election, that he can't win in a primary election. It's almost like you're saying the Dems are going to come over to Kasich.
Well, as a matter of fact, some Democrats will, but a lot of independents and moderates and a lot of minorities who will not vote for Trump or Cruz will vote for John Kasich. Look at what he's done in Ohio. He won by 30 points. He got 26% of the African-American vote and almost a majority of the Hispanic vote in Ohio.
But
so,
that's
yes,
his
he
own
can win the
state,
general election.
nowhere else. I mean, look, it's almost like the guy.
Polls.
I got to tell you, Charlie, look, you're smarter than I am with this stuff, and I know you have polls, and I know the presidential races. I know that they're your thing. But I say to myself, Jeanine, how do you get up every morning and say, I'm going to be president? We've only won one state. It's like mirror, mirror on the wall. Make me the most presidential of all. You know, I mean, how does he get through it psychologically when he can't win?
He can win. He will win. He will win the convention and the general election because when you get to the third ballot, 80% of those delegates are free agents. who can vote their conscience, who would be the best president, and who can beat Hillary Clinton, and that's John Kasich. So he's going to win the nomination. And then if you look at all the national polls or state-by-state polls that have been done in the last 6 months, he's the only one that beats Clinton. So we're ready.
All right, I could tell, Charlie. Charlie Black, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and my political panel is next.